Hello everyone, and welcome to the Who's Who TV show. I'm your host, Deborah Baird-Hutson, and I'm excited for you to see what we have coming up next. First, we take you behind the brand of the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory. You'll get to hear from two of the companies featured in this directory, Denmor Garments and GISCAD. Thereafter, you'll hear from Dr. Vishnu Durga, the chairman of ActionINVEST Caribbean Inc. He'll be explaining the importance of mathematics as a subject and why you should not fear this subject and how it's an essential part of your academics, career life, and even your business. Thereafter, you'll hear from Safia Ali, the Human Resources Supervisor at NSB Omega. She'll be previewing you to the vacancies that exist within our company. And then, we take you to the IBC Insider. The International Business Conference is slated for October 15th to 17th at the Guyana Marriott Hotel. And with only a few days away, we're happy to bring you Industry Spotlight from MODEC Guyana. Then, you'll hear from the Trinidad and Tobago Ambassador to Guyana, His Excellency Conrad Enel, and thereafter, you'll hear from the United Kingdom's Ambassador to Guyana, Her Excellency Jane Miller. We hope that you have fun in this week's episode.
My name is Upasna Mudlier. I am from Denmor Garments, and I am one of the directors and the company secretary of the company. So Denmor Garment has been in business 27 years, and we provide garment materials for your staffing, be it school clothes, be it dance wear. So we provide the garment needs for you. So we manufacture from lingerie to safety wear and everything in between. Our manufacturing entity is located at Collingin on the east coast of Demerara. It's at plot 79 Industrial Estate. And that's where the magic happens. We have a facility that can house over 1,200 staff and where we can sew your garments. Anything that you require, we can do that for you. So our company initially started as being a labor manufacturing hub for the international market. We served on the market for 18 plus years, of where we supplied companies such as Victoria's Secret, Russell Athletic, we did Bulwark, Ariat Industry, Walmart, just to name a few. For the dance company, we did Capizo. Coming on to the local market, we have done for ministries such as Ministry of Communities. We have done in terms of private sectors. We work for SBM Offshore, where our company did provide 2,000 coveralls for the FPSO that was being made in Singapore. So we actually provide that coverall for them. And we work for MCG, the power plant, along with MCG itself. We have worked for Morgan's Investment, and to name a few. The garment or the safety wear, as you were indicating, that you see in the background. So being that Guyana is in the prime aspect of where it is that we're an oil-producing nation, we decided to diversify and start with the safety aspect, because everyone needs their safety garments, and safety comes first. So for us, because of the context of where we have had the international, being able to work for international company, we have been able to pride ourselves of keeping the quality. Because when you work for international companies, the quality is number one. And our company, over the years, working with Russell Athletics, we have always been the hub for being awarded as the best quality. And as we come onto the local market, we kept that quality standard so that it across the board. So we pride ourselves in quality, and we just don't say it, we have the proof also. So initially, when the Who's Who Business Directory started in Guyana, we were part of that directory, and we kept featuring every year after. we continued being featured in the Who's Who because that is a directory that is actually very useful for our for the foreign market especially, and because of the fact that the directory is being distributed not only locally but internationally, so that gives us the hub of where it is we can connect with persons all over the world. One word to describe it, I think it's an awesome initiative. Due to the fact is that it is very valuable resource because persons coming to set up into our country or persons coming to want to do business, that's definitely the first go to get a copy of the Who's Who Business Directory, and you can be able to connect with so many companies in that directory. Definitely contact me, and to be able to learn more about my products and services that I have to offer. And definitely looking through the directory, you'll find my contact details to be able to connect with me. And I can create that garment need specifically tailored to you.
Up next, Behind the Brand with Roberta Nicolls, Business Development Manager, GISCAD.
So my name is Roberta Nicolls. I am the Business Development Manager for GISCAD Guyana Inc., which is a child company to GISCAD Limited, which is based in Trinidad. My role at GISCAD Guyana Inc. is to, like any other business development manager, to develop my clients' businesses so that it inadvertently develops my business.
Perfect. So you said, of course, to develop your client's business, inadvertently develop yours.
Yes.
You are featured in the Who's Who.
We are. This is the third year in a row. Yes.
Perfect. Can you tell me, in terms of adding value and capacity to your company, how has the directory been instrumental to this?
Well, I do think that it has been somewhat, just like you said, a directory, because a lot of the business that comes our way comes from referrals. And usually the persons who are being referred to me would go to these, documents. I call it a document, right? And they would go to the books and they would say, wow, yeah, they're featured here. I could probably give them a call because they're a lucrative business. So I do think, as you mentioned earlier, if there was one word that I can describe the Who's Who magazine with, it would be lucrative. Cut or directory.
So maybe you can just start by saying, like you discussed, you asked the
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you discussed earlier about the Who's Who directory, if there was one word that I can describe it, it would be lucrative. Yes, because it has been.
Sorry. Can you tell me, in terms of lucrative, how has it been lucrative to your company?
Well, it has certainly directed persons to our business. I don't know how other companies feel, but being a company that is not a natural Guyana company, but a company who has been doing business in Guyana for the past 9 years now, to be honest, it helps to give us some accountability, credibility, and those are things that are important, when you're not a naturalized citizen. And I'm not saying just of Guyana, but of anywhere in the world. Sometimes people just need to know that you are taking advantage of the things that are happening in Guyana, and you're building businesses in Guyana as well. So using the directory has been very, very, very helpful for us.
Perfect. And my last question would be, can you share a bit about the sectors that you service?
Certainly.
With your company, and then also person maybe flipping through the directory, when they see you, what should they know that you can offer to them?
Certainly. So the sectors that we service right now would be logistics and transportation, construction, distribution, also waste management as well, security businesses, and quite a bit of government services as well. And what do we offer them? We offer them comfort by allowing them to understand what their vehicles are saying to them, because we are a telematics company, and telematics, unlike GPS, is, how should I describe it to you? So GPS gives you location, and telematics tells you everything else that your vehicle is seeing without you having to go to the vehicle. That's the easiest way to describe it. So we do offer that level of comfort to persons who have large fleets, medium-sized fleets, small fleets, so that they don't have to be on the road driving behind their vehicles to see how they're performing. So we are like the eyes and ears of your vehicle, of your drivers, without you having to be there. Yeah.
Dr. Vishnu Durga here from ActionINVEST Caribbean, and today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of mathematics. And in subsequent videos, I will be talking about mathematics for the primary school level, the secondary school level, for parents, and for teachers as well. Today I want to start us off by just talking about mathematics in general. I have noticed that we all want better results when it comes to mathematics, but there seems to be this fear in almost everyone that I meet about the subject. So the videos that will be coming up and this one are really meant to help you think differently about this subject. Now, what is mathematics? I remember not knowing the word mathematics and just calling this subject numbers. If you think about this as just numbers, then maybe it's a little less scary for you. And if you think about why we actually go to school, why we go to work, how we take care of our lifestyles, you can actually think about the tool that is used for that, and that is basically money. Now, on the one hand, we have mathematics, and on the other hand, we have money. Something we fear and something we want. And I think that many people do not see that mathematics and money both have numbers in common. So how is it that we will get this money that we're looking for by fearing the subject that teaches us all about how to create, manage, and retain our money? So I would encourage you from today on to just think about both subjects, mathematics and money, as just numbers. Because if I were to ask you, 1,000 divided by 10, maybe you start getting worried. Well, how difficult is that? That's mathematics he's talking about again. But then if I tell you, if I give you $1,000 and you have to divide it with 10 people equally, you can very quickly understand that 10 of the blue bills, 10 of the $100 bills make for 1,000. Why is it that you can understand it there and not understand it if I say 1,000 divided by 10? Or if I say, 8 by 12. 8 by 12, people start getting shaky, but we also know that, a dozen is 12. And we know that multiples of 12, we need to go 8 times the multiple. So if we, instead of doing 8, maybe we do 2 times 12, that's already 24. And we have to do that 4 more times. that becomes 4 by 24, 96. Or you could just make it a little bit easier. A lot of people who are good at numbers make the sum itself easier. So they say, why do I do 4 by 24 when I can just do 4 by 25? That's 4 by 25. I know 4 by 25 is 100. And what did I do? I added a 1 to the 24, and I did that 4 times. So really, 4 times 24 is the same as 4 times 25 minus 4. So 4 times 25 is 100 minus 4 is 96. It's the same answer. And what I've noticed over time is that the people who are really good with money and really good with mapping out their life, you know, the numbers coming in and the numbers going out, have that love for understanding their numbers. And that's what I would encourage you to do. I will go deeper into each level that needs to deal with the numbers, from the primary school level to secondary to the parents, because in many cases our parents are actually guiding the way we think about our numbers. Our teachers sometimes put the fear of the numbers in us, making us not want to participate and love the subject. So I will be going deeper in each one of them, but I want from today on, if you can just stop fearing mathematics, stop wanting money, and understand that really what we need to get to is a love of numbers. And that numbers are simple. It's not a combination of 0 and 1s. They're very simple, and if you get to manage them, understand them, that you will actually have that control that you seek in your life. So until the next video, please start understanding that you need to love your numbers.
Hello, I'm Safia, the HR Supervisor for NSB Omega Guyana Inc. Today I'll be telling you about a vacancy we have for one of our clients. They are currently seeking a business development and trade marketing specialist. The ideal candidate will have previous experience in business development and a degree in marketing or similar field. For more information, kindly visit our website at nsbomega.gy, or you can contact us on 227-3370. Thank you, and until next time.
Camille's Academy Inc. We are the premier provider for private education in Guyana, and through our mission, our excellent team delivers a well-balanced curriculum that integrates technology and innovation to our educational programs to inspire children to reach their highest levels of success.
Check us out at any one of our 4 locations or contact us today.
Enroll now for nursery, primary, and secondary level. Camille's Academy Inc. Be inspired to innovate.
Discover a whole new level of engine performance. Ready for the twists and turns. Ready for the road less traveled. Ready for the unexpected. Ready for the thrill. Extreme performance. Hyundai X-Tier.
It's important to know these disc styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different, but we are predictably different.
Hello, my name is Rafael Fumis. I'm the country manager for Moldec, and I wanted to encourage you, like us, to participate at the International Business Conference this year. It is a great opportunity to engage with different businesses, local and international.
Up next, Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana relations with His Excellency Conrad Emil Trinidad and Tobago High Commissioner to Guyana.
So my name is Conrad Enil. I am the High Commissioner for Trinidad and Tobago, resident in Guyana, and also with responsibility for Suriname. The High Commission's office is here to represent the interests of Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and Suriname for all matters between the government and also the citizens who may have issues for which the High Commission will basically get involved in visas, disputes insofar as residents are concerned, Guyanese in Trinidad, Trinidad in Guyana, Suriname, those kinds of issues. So that's generally what we do on a daily basis.
Perfect. And Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago have enjoyed strong diplomatic and economic ties for many years. In your view, Ambassador, how have these relationships evolved, and particularly in the areas of trade and investment? And where do you see the greatest opportunities for collaboration moving forward?
Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana has been involved in relations for maybe over 60 years. But like every family, some good, some bad, some up, some down. But generally, I think that way before Guyana even began looking at oil and gas, Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana shared cultural and social similarities. And this is why you have whole curry duck or curry chicken, chicken curry situation. Really and truly, Guyanese and Trinidadians have been between countries from time to time, and during difficult times, Trinidad was there, Guyana was there. Many of the Guyanese that we see today have been trained at the University of the West Indies in Trinidad, and there are a significant amount of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago who are Guyanese who have done extremely well in the context of providing value, adding value. So for a very long time, Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana has worked with one another, providing the best of both worlds, and I see absolutely no reason why that wouldn't continue in the future.
Perfect. And of course, I have to mention Trinidad and Tobago is well known for their expertise in the energy sector, especially oil and gas. How do you see your country's experience benefiting Guyana's growing energy industry? And are there any particular areas where you foresee closer cooperation?
So what is not said about Trinidad and Tobago is that while the oil and gas sector gets mentioned because I guess it has the higher profile, Trinidad and Tobago also has a very, very significant manufacturing sector. And we've had to basically use manufacturing to develop our non-energy sector. And on the basis of our current reports and our current data, the Trinidad and Tobago manufacturing sector is doing very well, almost as well as the oil and gas sector. That therefore does two things. It allows for us to leverage that manufacturing expertise in the Guyana space, but it also provides the oil and gas companies with resources should they need it to move forward with the Guyana oil and gas sector. As you know, Guyana at this point in time is simply involved in oil through Exxon, and to a very large extent, all of those issues will be dealt with between the company Exxon and the government. Trinidad and Tobago has offered and continues to offer expertise in any area that is required by the government or by the private sector. In fact, we are involved in some projects in the private sector, and we are also involved in, from time to time, providing support to the government in particular technical areas, and we will continue to so do.
I'm very happy that you're part of Trinidad manufacturing sector, and it's because similarly our focus, while focusing on the energy sector, is to boost our non-oil sectors, manufacturing, agriculture, infrastructure. And that's one of the main objectives of the International Business Conference, with a particular focus on these sectors. And so because of that, and because of your skill in the non-oil sectors, how can private sectors of Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago work together to deepen economic ties and to bolster non-oil sectors?
So the value that Trinidad and Tobago will bring to the IBC is really an understanding of how you can work in the oil and gas sector. The oil and gas sector, by virtue of its large margins and its global nature, requires of the supporting infrastructure a higher degree of quality and safety that will not be necessary if you're not in oil and gas. So one of the things that Trinidad understands is that element of quality, that element of safety that must be part of all the activities. The knock-on effect of that, of course, is that you're held to a higher standard, and therefore that higher standard is not easily understood unless you are in the oil and gas sector. And in the case of Guyana, since you are now engaging in the oil and gas sector, that's a value that we can contribute to increasing your efficiency in the short term by understanding the things that you must do in order for you to compete. And I think that that's what you would see at the conference, where that knowledge is going to be shared and that experience will allow for the learning curve to be less steep than it ordinarily would be.
Perfect. And like you rightfully mentioned, the International Business Conference, as much as the B2B journey, we do want a lot of knowledge sharing to take place, if that's how companies will benefit. And I know that you've come on board as a speaker for the conference. As a speaker, could you share some key takeaways for companies in Trinidad and the wider region looking to engage in business-to-business networking at events?
I think that the conference brings together businesses that now have the opportunity to scale and to operate at a level based on new markets that we are pursuing. CARICOM as a region and the Caribbean, the CARICOM single market and economy is now possible given the relationships between the countries. Because what it allows for is for us to use resources wherever they are available to compete with the rest of the world, but also to play in markets that we traditionally could not play in because individually we were not able to compete. So for example, within very recent times, CARICOM as an entity has been given a space in the African Union, and therefore you've seen within recent times the African Exim Bank between the CARICOM region and Africa. What that means is that the businesses in the Caribbean can now have access to markets and can now, using Guyana's large space, Trinidad's expertise, and even Suriname's knowledge, come together in a business model that allows us to compete in jurisdictions that normally we would not be able to compete in. So it is important that the businesses understand the vision for increasing trade and competing globally, and the access that we currently have as a result of these conversations that are taking place. The regional leaders have put in place a policy environment, and I think that the business, the private sector, can now successfully compete because some of these things are now in place.
Perfect. And so in closing, what message would you send to business leaders and investors from both Guyana and Trinidad and also internationally regarding the importance of collaboration and fostering trade relations at the international conference, but not just at this conference, at any other conference beyond this?
I think that the old way of doing business was competition. The new reality is collaboration. Collaboration requires us to understand the value that we each bring and leverage that value, recognizing that together we can create more. And as President Ali likes to say, if one is successful, all is successful. And I think that the conference gives us the opportunity to have a conversation in the same place, understanding that failure is not an option, but there are issues we have to deal with, and it can only happen if we sit down, deliberately put them on the table, and find solutions for them. The IBC allows us that opportunity.
Camille's Academy Inc. We are the premier provider for private education in Guyana, and through our mission, our excellent team delivers a well-balanced curriculum that integrates technology and innovation to our educational programs to inspire children to reach their highest levels of success.
Check us out at any one of our 4 locations or contact us today.
Enroll now for nursery, primary, and secondary level. Camille's Academy Inc. Be inspired to innovate.
Discover a whole new level of engine performance. Ready for the twists and turns. Ready for the road less traveled. Ready for the unexpected. Ready for the thrill. Extreme performance. Hyundai X-Tier.
It's important to know these disc styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different, but we are predictably different.
Up next, UK-Guyana bilateral relations with UK Ambassador to Guyana, Jane Miller.
Well, thank you so much for asking to have this interview. My name is Jane Miller, and I'm the High Commissioner, the British High Commissioner to Guyana. I'm also the UK's non-resident ambassador to Suriname, and also the UK's ambassador to CARICOM.
Okay, perfect. And of course, given your role in Guyana, can you share a little bit about the current state of diplomatic and economic relations between Guyana and the United Kingdom?
The UK has a great relationship here in Guyana. It's a long relationship, but I think in recent years it's really grown. Trade is one of those areas, and the UK and Guyana are the leading trade partners in the whole of the Caribbean. In 2023, we recorded £1.8 billion worth of trade between Guyana and the UK. As I say, making that the leading trade partner in the Caribbean. So it's really good. In the last 3 years that I've been here in Guyana, it's tripled our trade. So it's been a really exciting time. And our relationship is strong, and it's found on really shared values on democracy, but also in terms of our values in terms of what British businesses bring to this country.
Perfect. And you said our relationship definitely is based on shared values, and I love that you said that. How do you think that recent collaborations between Guyana and the UK have benefited both nations? And one of that can even include the fact that Guyanese are not able to travel to the UK without needing a visa.
Yeah. No, there's been a number of things that have improved the relationship over the last few years. Yes, on democracy and governance issues, but also practical things like we now have the British Airways flight. So twice a week there's a direct flight from Georgetown straight into London. As you say, visa-free travel. So if any Guyanese want to go to the UK, they can travel there or visit the UK without getting a visa in advance. And that's been a really strong way of improving our relations. And businesses that want to invest in both directions, knowing there's that visa-free travel, makes that partnership so much stronger. So how have we both benefited? Let me just give you one example. There's a new hospital being built out at Ogle. It's a maternal and child hospital, and that is being built with UK export finance. Now, if you go and see the structure now, you'll see the outer skeleton of that building, and that is all steel from Yorkshire, from the United Kingdom. So the UK has benefited from that export, and Guyana benefits not just good financial arrangements, but also in terms of having a great maternal and child hospital in the future. So it's a real win-win, a win for UK business, but a win for Guyana's development.
Perfect. And of course, we're speaking about travel, and of course travel that goes both ways with the establishment of British Airways flights back and forth. And with that, of course, we know that companies are traveling to and fro. What would you say are the key opportunities for UK companies that would like to travel to Guyana, particularly in sectors like manufacturing and renewable energy, and even infrastructure, if there's a possibility?
I mean, this country is the land of opportunity at the moment. There is growth happening in almost every sector. As you know, it's the fastest growing economy in the world. And I'm seeing opportunities come in almost every sector. Infrastructure, new roads and bridges, new hospitals and schools. When you're looking at manufacturing, with the growth of agriculture, there's lots of opportunities there, and food and drink and ecotourism. So there's many, many opportunities. And I think what the UK does in the businesses that we bring is we tend to have long-term relationships. In other words, we're not just come in, sell and go. We want to have a long-term relationship. We're very good at high-quality products. We have products or services that are durable, they're sustainable, and we have a long-term investment in the countries in which we work. So I think it's very much a win-win for the UK, a win for UK business and a win for Guyana. And the other thing is that we're very strong on our principle of partnership. When we come to a country, we don't just set up by ourselves, but we're looking to have local partners that we're wanting to work with. And that could be anywhere along the supply chain. It could be whether building, it could be in terms of logistics and management, but we're wanting to have joint ventures and local partnerships in everything we do. So whichever business we come, my first piece of advice is find a local partner. My second piece of advice is to come to Guyana. You know, just reading about it and being back in the UK, you don't understand the vibrancy, you don't see the quality of the people here, you don't really know the friendships and the food. You know, I think you've got to come here to really understand where the opportunities are and what the possibilities are as well.
Perfect. And I love that you said the principle of partnership, because we do have the International Business Conference coming up, and one of our main focus is business-to-business relations, giving companies the opportunities to really sit down across the table from each other and establish, like you said, those joint ventures that can really pilot business efforts. And so I want you to tell me, why should UK companies consider attending this particular conference in Guyana?
Well, I think, as you say, it's the opportunity for that business-to-business engagement. You cannot understand the scale of the opportunities here until you come here. Certainly from the UK, we've recognised that when we've had trade missions. You know, when people actually come here, you see that eyes suddenly opening up, and I see that's what's going to happen at this conference. People will meet other people and see those business-to-business opportunities. It's the reason why the Chambers of Commerce are so successful. The UK now has a British Chamber of Commerce. Again, it's about that, bringing people together. It's about partnerships. So yeah, it's about bringing people together, and I think this conference is a great opportunity for that.
Perfect. I love that. Can you tell me also, how can UK companies contribute to the economic development of Guyana through partnerships or investments? And I know that you said there are a lot of skills that UK companies can bring. Of course, there's a high importance of quality production and quality products. How do you feel further you can assist Guyanese companies through partnerships and investment?
I think we bring in many different ways. I think one of the things we bring is in terms of skills transfer, in terms of bringing new ideas. I think that's something the UK is very good. One of our big brands in the UK is our educational institutions. But even our businesses, they bring skills and ways of doing things that I think could be really powerful. I think innovation is another thing that the UK brings. Innovation in so many ways. And sometimes it might be something very high-tech like AI or drones, or sometimes it might be a business process. I think that's something the UK brings. So I think number one, we bring those skills, we bring the innovation. We also can bring finance. So we have UK Export Finance. UK Export Finance has a market appetite in Ghana for £2.1 billion. That's the total amount at the moment that we have that we can potentially use here in Guyana, and that enables people to go to the bank and get it de-risked down to a much lower level, so the interest rates are much lower. To do that, you have to export for the UK, but for UK Export Finance, only 20% has to be from the UK, and that could be goods or services. So we bring financing. So I think we bring skills, I think we bring innovation, we bring quality and longevity, durability, and then we bring the finance as well.
Perfect. And I love that you said skills, innovation, longevity, and of course finance, which is a crucial aspect and asset to any company wishing to expand. So my last question would be, with all of these beautiful complementary packages that UK companies can bring, I know persons may still sometimes be on the fence about venturing into new pastures and something that they're not sure about. What message would you like to send to UK businesses that are considering entering the Guyanese market?
I'd say come here. Now, it's not always easy working here, there's bureaucracy, but have a good local partner. So my first thing is come here, get to experience where the opportunities are, find a local partner, they can help navigate. We also have within the High Commission the Department of Business and Trade that can help people. We have BritCham that can help. You've got ActionINVEST. There's so many chambers. There's lots of people to help you navigate this environment. So I'd say number one, come Come and explore, come and meet the people. My other piece of advice is stay a few extra days and get into the rainforest. See the beauty of this country, the birds, the fishing. It is a stunning country. So my big piece of advice is come here. You'll never understand those opportunities just by reading about it. Come here and experience, and this conference is one of those many great opportunities.